Wanderers, welcome to the Wondering Dutchmen podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by our buddy Chad Blessinger of Blessinger Insurance.
Today's episode is brought to you by Blessinger Insurance. September is National Life Insurance Awareness Month, and our buddy Chad Blessinger with Blessinger Insurance wants to clear up some myths about life insurance. One myth is that you should get life insurance once you're older. Wrong. Buy that life insurance now, when you're younger and healthier, where costs will be their lowest. Another myth is that life insurance is too expensive. Wrong again. Depending on your application and health screening, life insurance can be quite affordable. Life insurance is all about planning and taking care of your loved ones. Nothing can ever replace you, but your family shouldn't have to worry about paying the bills or buying the groceries. If you're young and have a family and haven't had the life insurance conversation with a trusted agent yet, let Chad Blessinger help you today.
The Wondering Dutchmen podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wondering Dutchmen podcast, coming to you from Smoker's Lounge.
Wondering Dutchmen. Yeah, yeah. The Wondering Dutchmen. Yeah, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wondering Dutchmen podcast, coming to you from Smoker's Lounge. I am Esquire, and I'm joined by my buddy old pals sitting across from me with the tussle of hair and the mustache, sporting them garbage St. Louis Cardinals. It's our buddy Big Mace.
Hey, guys.
Sitting there in the middle with no rose-colored glasses, but thank God he's got the turquoise turtle on. It's our buddy Smoke Dragon.
Howdy.
An over-the-hill Smoke Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Over the hill.
Congratulations, buddy.
That's 50.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
think
40.
it's 40.
Yeah, it's still 40. Google it, Googler machine.
It's 50.
Well, as we get into today's episode, it's going to be a little bit different. So we've kind of got some things going on the past couple weeks. So you would have just seen the part one of the Mick Eubler interview. We hope you enjoyed it. We sat down with Mick towards the end of the summer there, I think, as baseball season wrapped up. But it was good to talk to Mick, local Southridge guy, big fan of the show, listens and reps. And there'll be a part two coming out next week, Wednesday. And we will have, this episode is a little bit of a hybrid, different episode. But then next week, Friday, is going to be interesting because it's going to be a best of the show, where I'm going to dig back through the vault of Dutchman dive-ins, pull a few out that got a little age on them, and hopefully you enjoy them. It's going to be a little trip down memory lane for our longtime listeners. For our new listeners, yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff stored away on the old Google Drive. So
I'll tell you one thing that won't be on there.
anything that you've said, because I'm picking and doing all the work, so works out well that way, right, buddy?
That's right.
Episode 1, take 1.
Yeah, it won't be. So here we go, ice cold opener. We'll try to keep it as streamlined as possible. Fellas, how we doing?
I'm tired. I was absolutely zapped yesterday. Morning, got up, made breakfast, went to the soccer field at about 12:30. The warden got down there about noon. We stayed till 5:45, I guess, 5:45, and by the time I got home, made supper, watched the end of the Chiefs game. I didn't even make it.
Yeah, we're in the regular season now, aren't we?
Yeah, I didn't make it 10, 15 minutes into the Texans game, and I turned it off and rolled over. I was toast. Awesome weekend.
What are you guys
Absolutely
doing?
good
Not flag football. What's that called there?
fantasy?
That's the one.
I'm not this year.
I've got one main one that I'm in. I've been with those guys since they're all college buddies.
That's cool.
So it's probably going on close to 15 years.
Awesome. You doing it this year, Dave?
No.
No. Nah. My brother asked me to get in on one, but I don't know. I ain't got time to dick with it.
I had one for an invite for money, and I just don't want to throw $50 or $100 out there on a
My brother's in a
complete and utter crapshoot.
big money league, yeah.
I mean, I think playing for pride is more so anything than
Right.
playing for money.
Right.
So
But
I'll
other than
stick
that-
with my trap league. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
place to be.
Awesome.
we heard that there's some team name circles going on out there.
The Holland Junction Boys.
Oh, I think it was HJBs is what I heard.
Well, then,
Better than
that's
the-
just for the text message. to
Better
me.
than
Oh,
the
that's
old
just-
HBJs.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
true.
that, the Holland Boys Junction
Yeah,
job.
yeah. That's what I heard, anyways.
We're gonna be we're getting ourselves set up pretty good to make a run. To be the comeback fellers there. Well,
Come back, fellers. There are the
Really?
old
Well, you know, like-
HBJs.
we're gonna figure it out.
You
We're
guys
coming
working
back.
on any big sponsorships to help grease that load there, Dave?
Hopefully federal, because shot shells are getting expensive these days.
I imagine.
You know, out of all habits to pick, I bet if you kept track of the number spent on shells and the new shotgun and what it costs to do the fee, you could play a hell of a lot more golf.
Takes a lot more time for golf to get any good at it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I don't
true.
know. A round of golf's $30 to go play 9 holes with a cart somewhere. Isn't it $25-$30?
I would say 20 to 30, depending on when you're going.
I spend $20 on shells. No. Yeah, 25 at each. 2 boxes a night. They're about $10 a box. So 8 weeks, because the 9th week is makeup. The 10th week is,
Playoffs.
the banquet.
Oh, the banquet.
Yeah, so I mean, I got $100 to play the league, and then $20 a night for 8 weeks, another $160, so $260. But the gun was $300, so $560.
So your initial cost is, up there, but your gun, it's not like you're going to buy a new one every
Yeah,
year.
because like I shot the first time I did it, I used the same gun I did for the first night of this season. So all instant improvement using the old
Like, is that
G-Force Arms GF5 Filthy Pheasant 12 gauge 28-inch over/under shotgun.
now? Is that
Red
like,
Ryder carbine rifle.
is that you're telling us that because there's been some judgment in the household about buying a new gun for the Trap League, or
No, I was kind of those things like buying clubs, like, oh, that's not going to make you any better, but I feel like there was a pretty big improvement over. Now, full disclosure.
you're not shooting in the rose-colored glasses, are you?
No, but I want to get some yellow Aves.
Yellows for sure.
But it could have been a lot cheaper. It may have been just a choke situation. Could have made the old 870 shoot better. Mm-hmm. The old 870 only ever had one choke with it, and no idea what it was. But I believe that top barrel's an improved cylinder choke, which maybe I was shooting a modified out of the 870. So maybe a choke change on the 870 could have made a pretty big
You got to
difference.
change your grip pressure there.
That's
huh?
right.
You
That's
got to
right.
change your grip pressure. Oh, that's good. I'm
Okay.
happy. I'm glad.
Me too.
What about you, bud?
Oh, we've had a shit show in the Lindemann household.
I know, pal.
So we had going back. This will air on Friday the 20th, right, Dave? Today is the. If you're listening to this,
Yep,
it's
a
the
week
20th.
after the 13th.
This is the 16th in real time. So in real time, it's the 16th. So we're going back to last week. My eldest had her tonsils removed, tonsils and adenoids. Thursday, not too bad. We knew it was going to be so-so. Friday, kind of bad, but it's kind of one of them deals where they say like second, third day, pain's the worst because the swelling and all that other stuff. Okay, we get to where we're at. Fast forward a couple days, not eating, not drinking,
It's a tough spot.
nothing you could get her to do. We thought it was just the hesitancy from the tonsils, right? That's what we thought. So Wednesday, we kind of do the, hey, we're going to take you down there if you don't eat or drink. I don't know if that's the best parenting strategy, but we wanted to make sure. So she did a little bit. We sent her back to school on Thursday, so we're a week out from our tonsils. Janelle's like, she's not any better, just not any better. So Janelle takes her down Thursday. Turns out, hey, pneumonia is what we're dealing with as well, on top of healing up from the tonsillectomy adenoids. So she spends the night, Thursday night, back out Friday, like a night and day difference. Hell, Saturday she was there at the fest. We went back on Saturday.
Couldn't tell anything was
Yeah,
wrong with her.
the
Good for her.
She quick bounce back, which is good. So, but during that week time period, I was gone Thursday and Friday to Indy. So our Wednesday night, Thursday night, no help on anything. Got back Friday. On top of, we had a busy weekend, which we're going to talk about. On top of, nobody slept in that house. Zoe would be up. Ryan would be up. Rhett decided to get up. Then everybody would be up. We might as well not even went to bed, just hung out all night, because that's about what it was. So pretty challenging week on the old sleep schedule. But happy to report we've, knock on wood, had a couple of good days here recently. And Zoe went back to school, so that's seemed to help a little bit. Shout out Mrs. Matthews. Enjoys her class, and so she was happy to go back to school. So that's where we're at. But that's the ice cold opener, and we thank our buddy over there at Celebration Ice, who I think we may be really close to being committed to doing a podcast in the ice room.
Yeah, I think we're there.
Yeah, I think it is. He said we had to wear shorts, though.
I can wear shorts.
Okay. We're going to make that work. So
As long as I can wear a hoodie.
big thank you to our buddy, Mark Seibert.
Just because summer's pretty much behind us, that doesn't mean your ice needs are behind you. Listen, coolers don't just miraculously keep drinks cold, and it isn't cold enough just to leave them outside yet. Enter Celebration Ice. Your tailgate or family gathering is not complete without ice with attitude. Stop by anywhere you see the ice chests outside with Celebration Ice, real big on them. Inside that chest lies what you need for ice cold refreshments.
All right, we're back. We might as well pull the Band-Aid off, fellas. Let's talk about it.
Yep, let's do it.
What a Holland Fest weekend.
Wow. First things first, let's just take a minute to grasp hands. Happy birthday, Brother Dave.
Hey,
Yeah,
thanks.
Brother
Appreciate
Dave.
it.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I made it another year around.
Had a absolute awesome time celebrating not only the second annual Wondering Dutchmen backyard barbecue competition, but Overboard.
Yeah.
They absolutely killed it. I didn't.
First Jaeger bomb in a decade, probably.
First of many Jaeger bombs.
Wasn't ready for that.
I wasn't either.
Next time
that
we
thing-
shouldn't get big cups.
Or the Mondo Red Bulls either.
That's yep, the Red Bulls. I haven't had any. I don't drink caffeine.
I don't either. Well, I don't. I do drink
coffee.
caffeine, but I don't drink Red Bull at all. And that stuff put my
lead in your pencil.
dick in the dirt is what that did. Wowzers! But yeah, I just, from my point of view, my biggest thing for the barbecue competition was what a banger. Shout out to Melanie Barrett and Sheila Winholt for hooking us up with that log cabin, because that was the cat's ass. I loved it down there. Out of sight, out of mind. We were back there in our own world. Everybody had room to kind of stretch their legs a little bit. We didn't have
bathroom close by.
yeah, we had running water. We had a shout out to our buddy J-Lo down the road, Justin Love, bringing that hand washing sink, hooking it up to the water spout. I mean, that was I did drop the ball and forgot the ash bucket. I have to work on that.
No, we were in a lot of gravel, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
but we'll have to take care of that. But other than that, guys, I mean, I personally had a great time. The entertainment Saturday was pretty decent. In my opinion, not as good as Overboard, but I mean,
yeah, they're hard to beat.
I am biased, but I don't know. I love it. I love the Holland Fest. I wish that the other fest that's coming up could be as good as it, but they got big shoes to fill, because that Holland Fest is pretty badass. So,
well, I think some of it, we got to start from the top. We got blessed by the good Lord above that the rain,
moly.
that old hurricane stalled coming up
I
the
felt like
Mississippi
we got
River Valley.
like a healthy amount of rain, because I didn't want to get no rain.
2 inches.
Yeah.
It was like two and some tenths in Huntingburg, and then there was just as much, if not more, over in the St. Henry areas, and then there was
But cleared up.
and
Perfect.
judging by the radar and the outlook, I mean, we were as good as screwed.
Yeah.
And boy, did old Francine, she just turned into a big fat cream puff and just went away. So that's fine.
So wild, though. Like, it rained a ton all day Friday, but it wasn't muddy down there.
Right.
I mean, there was like a soft spot or
here
two,
and
but
there.
it wasn't.
No.
Like, during the day at work, I'm like, gosh, man, people are going to be pulling trucks in and out.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
was like, this is going to be a big, muddy, messy crap hole, but it wasn't. It was just like the perfect amount of rain. No dust, but no mud.
Exactly. I mean, it was a little pumpy. It was a little pumpy in the beer garden there by the tent. or by the
yeah.
money table and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right there on that downslope for the.
Yeah, they probably could have laid some boards down
Well,
there.
it was catching all that water from the volleyball court running as a little slopey slope there, but
Oh, yeah. It was a little slippery in the porta-johns there a couple times.
Could
have been my boot.
I try not to use them at all, but yeah,
It's probably tough.
yeah,
Kind of like peeing in an airplane bathroom.
yeah. It's not
Never a good situation.
I got the little urinal thing in there. Makes it a little easier.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate that.
If you, for some reason, I don't know how to approach this, but there's a sport that I am heavily involved in right now that's got some porta-johns at its facilities, and for some reason, like, the urinals are always full of toilet paper, and I don't know if that's like it's like
Sounds like somebody needs some instructions on the inside of the
yes,
door.
like I don't know if I should say cultural thing. I'm not.
You reckon somebody's washing their hands with
I hope not.
urinal cake?
God, I hope not. But there's, you know what I'm saying, though. But like, there's always a paper material there in that urinal.
That's tough.
Yeah,
That's
and
tough.
every time. And then I got to go back into the thing, and then I get a glove, and then I got to do it, and because then there's like a lake effect type thing that goes.
You know where
on.
we don't have to do that?
Where Holland Park, baby. That's exactly right.
I would say due to the large amount of children that are on that premises on a Sunday,
Yeah,
that there's a lot of tomfoolery that goes on.
Somebody's washing their hands with the urinal cake.
yeah.
Yeah, could be Wild Bill.
He's kind of scared of porta-johns.
Good.
Oh, really?
Good for him.
Yeah,
Attaboy.
that is a tough spot there. Yeah, it's I tell you what, we had great weather. I just didn't realize how much gear a two-man band can accumulate.
Well, Dave wouldn't know.
Dave wouldn't know.
I saw it up there.
I tell you what, I was fitting to get tied because I was like, "Where are these bastards?"
finna not
We
give a
told
shit.
these.
Dave texted me the next morning, and when he first seen that, and he said, "Oh, sounds serious." I seen it and immediately got back up there. Mostly just to carry that what they called the refrigerator. Jesus
Yeah, that was,
Christ, that big rolling amp they had.
Technology.
Sounds like it was heavy.
Drop it on your toe there, cowboy. Yeah, it was. But, they had a bunch of stuff there, but Alan and Derek, they rocked. And, I mean, the amount of people, and we'll try to get those guys back in to talk to them a little bit, but the amount of people that came up to us because they knew that we sponsored or brought that entertainment, unreal situation. Just big fans of them.
Oh, so
They played loud, they played hard.
they played long.
And long. They did everything you could ask them to do. Even let you go up there and try to sing a little Dwight Yoakam.
Yeah, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't.
I couldn't sing Weezer. See, what I'm digging out now is their set list. I did keep that.
Just rip it all to hell. That's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
I like that yellow duct tape.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to unfold here, but yeah, they played quite a bit of their own original stuff, which I mean, it sounded good, definitely awesome. Loved every second of it. But I'm trying to think what I sang in the first set.
No, you sang in the second set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You sang post.
No, I didn't. I sang "Say It Ain't So" by Weezer. It was the third to last song in the second set. That's what I say. It ain't so. I screwed it up. I should have sang "Hash Pipe" by Weezer. I know that one a lot better, but yeah, they played, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 in the first set. What else did they got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Go ahead and count the third one, buddy.
You think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'll be damned.
I'll be damn.
14 songs. What's 14 times 3?
36, isn't it?
No, 42.
42.
42 songs, man. That's crazy, isn't it?
Well, hey,
They
you
got a
should
pretty-
know that was going to be 14s because you saw Alan pack that trailer. I mean,
Yeah.
you heard Derek say, just let him go do his thing.
Yeah. Because that was it. Once we
That
got up
stage
the,
is cool.
Yeah, belongs to the
Dubois.
county of Dubois County there.
The county of Dubois County.
Yeah,
County of
pretty awesome.
Dubois in the state of Indiana.
Right.
But it was good.
That's really good. So moving on from Overboard, Friday night around 6:00, the teams for the barbecue competition, they started rolling in, getting everybody set up and stuff like that. Some of us went down Thursday. Some of the bigger rigs, they dropped some stuff off on Thursday night. But Friday night, got it going, got the cooks meeting done, meat inspections, everything done. Just the sheer, talk about the band having a bunch of stuff. Them barbecuers, they had a bunch of stuff too.
Yeah.
They with your tents and your lawn chairs and your grills and your prep tables and coolers and your campas and all that stuff. Like, I was just super impressed. So, I mean, we can get into the nuts and bolts of it just a little bit vaguely. I'm not going to go into like the whole categories. I mean, we can talk a little bit about it, but so I think my biggest takeaway from the barbecue competition itself was how close we really were from grand champion and reserve grand champion. Mm-hmm. So, without further ado, our 2024 second annual backyard barbecue competition, sponsored by the Wondering Dutchmen and
A bunch of affiliate sponsors.
16 other people.
Yeah.
The champion went to Mike Condra and his wife Laura and their daughter and M&M Southern Style Smoke with 515.1 points. Now, the reserve grand champion went to Mr. Michael Payton of Fire Pig Pro Barbecue, or Fire Pig Barbecue Team Madness, whatever their actual...
Beat Pete. That's all.
Yeah, beat Pete. They finished up at 514.9. So it was how many, Dave?
2/10.
2/10 of a point difference between grand champion and reserve grand champion, which was pretty awesome, pretty stellar. And then the closest one in third place, the closest one in third place from them two would have been, I think it was our buddy Pete Merkel with 506.9. Yep, that was it, 506.9. And then, fourth place and on. But we couldn't have been any happier with the turnout and the guys, with...
So what do we have? We had 6 returning teams, 2 new teams. Does that sound right?
Correct.
I think that was a good turnout to get some new in there, and then
For sure.
still bring some carryover.
I think we may have 10 teams next year.
I think it'd be pretty easy.
Well, there was a couple of gentlemen that had come up and was kind of nosing around that they were there by the People's Choice tent I asked him, I said, man, you look awful inquisitive. Can I help you with something? And he's like, well, we're just kind of looking it over and thinking about stuff. He said, we usually compete at some of the other county tournaments and we really didn't have time for this one this year, but we figured we'd come down and check it out for next year. And they were, really intrigued by the spot, and they liked how it was run. And I think the biggest thing that everybody
because it was run like a tight ship.
it was.
Yeah.
I mean, we do what we can.
Don't mess around.
Yeah.
Well, we do, but we make it work.
But the thing that everybody likes the most, from what I've gathered, obviously our grand prize is pretty healthy. Not the biggest in the county, but pretty healthy. But the anonymousness of the whole thing,
Anonymity.
yeah, isn't that what
Anonymity?
Nemo lived in?
Yep. The anonymity.
But that's the thing, is people love the
Boy, Dave.
anonymousness and the amenity of
The humidity?
all the amenities.
Yeah.
All the amenities.
Oh, there's those too, but they like that because the People's Choice is one of the only strict, purely anonymous People's Choice, I think, around here, because most of the other People's Choices at the neighboring competitions they serve it from their own tent. It's like not, an even playing field. Like they do different dishes other
Yeah.
than just a pork butt and stuff like that, which I think that's, I took some advice from my father-in-law, Jay Maxey, who is a competition barbecuer from way back. And he said, if you want a true blue people's choice, you got to put it on an even playing field and keep that just as anonymous as the judging. You know what I mean? And that's where those cups and the inconspicuous letters and all that stuff that comes in. And I think a lot of those teams really like that, because if you don't, it sometimes turns into a popularity contest or a friend. You know what I mean? They say,
Yeah.
well, you go put $100 in this box and then not vote. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think a lot of people like that.
Well, I think from running the table for the People's Choice, a lot of folks come up and they like the idea of they buy a ticket. They get their, this year we had 8 little cups. Some of them picked up on Dutchman on the thing there. It took a little bit of explaining, but, it worked out well. But they... it really does, people really like that. And they're like, well, where do I vote? And I was like, that ticket I gave you goes into whichever one of those takeout boxes you want.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's, and some of them, if some of them, whoever they're with, eat whoever's the cook's pulled pork is all the time, may be able to tell. But by the time you get done going through 8 of them and figuring out what was your favorite,
so that was
it's tough.
That was the funny thing about some of the ones like buddies of ours that were in. Some of the buddies that we knew that we hung out with a lot. Through the fest and through the competition, of course, they were all talking about who was who on their like the cups. Because David and I just made the key Friday afternoon. We were sitting there just
Saturday afternoon, morning.
Saturday morning when we were having our dust busters.
Yeah.
We were looking. We just made that key where because that was a cool thing too. This year we didn't tell the teams what number they were, so they had no idea who was who.
Yeah.
And they still didn't until after we gave them their judging cards back. So we just kind of fwammed and picked and made it. So when they came up, there was a couple of guys that competed that went through the People's Choice line, and tried them and stuff like that. And like he goes, I think I was this number, or and they sit there and smoke them bastards for 8 hours or however long, and they pulled them and picked the fat and seasoned them and sauced them and did whatever they want, stuffed them damn cups and went back up there and turned them in and still couldn't tell which one was theirs for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that was really cool.
And we had, I was doing the math on it. We had 41, 42, close to that people come down.
Is that
for
what it
People's
was?
Choice. Well, it was 230 times 5, or 230 divided by 5.
Okay.
So 6, 5.
Well, no,
20.
because we gave a.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was more than that.
It was around 60 tickets, wasn't it? Isn't that
Yeah,
what we
close
thought?
to that.
Yeah, because the year before we sold nearly 100, but
Yeah.
we didn't have to fight the parade, and
Yeah, there was some things there
with
that
the
made
location
that different.
and the timing and everything worked out a little bit better. But we'll work through it next year with making sure that we will let people know that.
I don't know what we're going to do for letters if it's not we need like 11 for like the Dutchman or Dutchman B. Oh, I can't do BBQ because then there's 2 B's.
Yeah,
And there's 2 T's in the...
yeah.
Oh,
There's an E, 2
yeah.
E's, and 2
Oh.
H's.
So we'll just have to go to like
numbers. We'll
No.
go Dutchman and then go
1, 2, 3.
Dutchman 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that'll work.
Check.
Going real quick before we leave the People's Choice thing, we got to give a huge shout out to our buddy Eric Greenwell. Eric Greenwell, the guy that shows up for shit. Merkley's own Eric Greenwell, 2024 People's Choice champ with 11 votes.
Yeah. That was tight voting, by the
yeah,
way.
'cause
It
you-
was
you gotta-
11,
you-
it was 10, and then 2 at 9.
Yeah, you say
8,
you got
2
to
at 7.
60 people dispersed amongst 8 boxes, and he ended up with 11. And it was a tight, like you said, very tight race.
Yeah.
He texted me yesterday also too, and wanted to thank us for doing it. And he said this year, I'll pull it up real quick. He said this year.
Are you allowed to read this?
Yeah,
Okay.
this year hit a little harder for me because most of the knives and other stuff that I use belong to Uncle Jim.
Oh,
And I thought that was neat as shit. That their Uncle Jim Merkley passed away in an untimely manner. Or not an untimely manner. I don't know. That's probably not-
untimely death.
Yeah, like a freak type
Sudden.
thing. Yeah, sudden. There it is.
Sudden's
Really,
Find the
fucked that
words.
up. But yeah, tragic loss with old Uncle Jim there, and he's dearly missed. But as you can see, he's got one hell of a legacy to leave behind. But yeah, I just thought that was really neat. That kind of hit.
Well,
that-
here's
that
another
hit
thing that
hard
makes
for
it
me,
neat.
too.
As you guys know, the people's choice comes with a little bit of cash,
Oh yeah.
and the people's champion donated that back to
Oh, yeah.
a very worthy cause.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He donated.
Mrs. Greenwell.
As soon as he paid out the money to him, Mrs. Greenwell come back.
handed me the money and said, "Here, take it." And I go, "We're not taking it back. It's you guys.
You won.
No, put it to your mom's foundation." And I said, "No." I said, "I can't do that. Like that's you guys earned that." Like he wants you to have it. He wants you to take it, and so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
that's
Heck yeah.
that's awesome.
Good people, man.
I tell you what,
That's good people.
that is one thing I wanted to say, and maybe I'll save that for final thoughts. But
So then, once we go back to the People's Choice, then then we can hit a little bit here on the category winners. Mike Condra, he ended up winning the pork box turn-in. Out of 180 points, his finished up with 178 even.
see, and he had the
Medallions.
He had the medallions,
Yeah,
and those
that-
are
that
unbelievable.
Money Muscle medallion. His turn-in box out. You guys can check him out on Facebook. Look up M&M Southern Style Smoking.
Now, how would you cook those medallions?
You do it.
You cut the
no, you
you smoke it whole and then
yes,
you cut it out.
100%. Yes, that's
Interesting.
That's how it works. Then our buddies Ryan Bramas, Cam Burkle, and Mr. Quincy, they won the ribs category, which those bastards were good.
I didn't. Did I? Oh, I think I
Yeah,
did.
he come over with the rest of the rack and kind of tried to butter us up a little bit.
That's the best thing about not being a judge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
said he was
everybody
gonna-
thinks you got power.
He was going to give me a tummy rub or something. I can't remember, but we'll just leave that alone.
we even had. I'm not going to mention names, but we even had a lady come over and try to.
yeah, nice tits. But Mr. Bramas and his squad, they finished the ribs category at 177.143 out of 180. So very tight,
Strong.
very tight race there with the ribs. I think the second place guy, he snuck in there at like 170.
171,
174, I think it
Okay.
was. Ribs, second place, 174. Who the hell was that? Mike Payton, which he is actually the one who ended up winning the chicken category. My file just
I love how he was surprised when we announced.
yeah,
him.
I know. That
He was like, "Get out of here! No way!"
So he ended up winning the chicken category with a total of 175.429 out of 180 with the chicken, and his chicken thighs, they look pretty awesome. And guys, I'm not going to give any secrets away, but there's a lot of tedious work that goes into them chicken thighs. Like every team was doing it. I seen the Brahmases doing it. Obviously Pete Merkel did it last year and won the whole damn thing. I guess it's just what you have to do to get it done. But that skin and how that all works and that thinning that out and shit, man.
There was somebody
that is tedious.
There
work.
was somebody I talked to about that. I tried. They brought me one of their chicken thighs. They said, "What do you think?" I said,
Yeah.
"Your skin's off."
Yeah.
What do you mean? I said, "To those judges, that skin is too thick.
Yeah.
And it's not crispy."
You have to be able to bite through it with no pull.
Yeah.
That is the industry secret. From one of the judges that was in that cabin that knew what the hell he was talking about. That's just where it's at. You got to be able to bite through the skin with no pull.
Yeah, and that's
Two new judges this year?
Yeah.
Four the same, four repeat, two new?
Yeah, four the same.
I think that's
two
good
repeat.
too. I think that's
And
good
then
to have a little...
I think the one of our friends that was a judge, he actually nominated his son for the next year.
Okay.
Who is also a huge foodie and definitely qualified to do it. So that's good. I know there's a long list of judges that people that want to be judges,
I don't know if I want anything to do with it.
but we have to keep we have to maintain a pretty high level of
Yeah, we got to keep qualified.
there's a standard.
testers.
professionalism.
there's a standard.
Right.
There's definitely a standard there.
So with overall, the way everything shook out, I don't think it could have been any better. I mean, obviously more teams, more money and everything like that. I got some suggestions. People dropped in some suggestions and stuff like that, which we'll take those with a grain of salt.
Like,
and,
hey, you guys need to lose some weight.
Yeah,
or,
well, I mean, thanks, Mr. Obvious. But
I didn't know what kind of suggestions we got.
well, just some this and some thumbs, some that's.
I don't think you could pick any better area to host that thing, though.
That's perfect. And
Plenty of room to stretch out. You
Yeah.
can pull your vehicles up anytime if somebody needed to drop off or pick up.
we had our own little parking area back there that was given to us by the Holland Park Board that worked out.
One thing we could do a little bit is there was a couple of the teams that were like, hey, we planned on cooking some extra and handing out to passerby.
We heard a lot about that.
And hopefully we can do a better job of, now that we're down there for sure, there's no confusion. Because a
Right.
lot of people were like, well, last year you guys were,
Yep.
yeah, that was, this is going to be our new spot, hopefully.
And there was some miscommunication amongst the Fest Committee and the Park Board and the radio station and us and Facebook. And
Well, we need to get our buddy Curtis G on.
we just have to
We got
work
a
through it.
radio
We have
guy.
to work through it. And it's fine. And it'll work out. And like I said, guys, the parade, it only comes around once every 5 years. And it was awesome. 56 total entries is what they had in that parade. They said it was awesome. We didn't get it.
William
obviously.
came back with a heck of a bag of
Yeah,
weight.
so did Eleanor. She come back and them freaking handles are about to blow out of that Morpholess sack. But yeah, good for them. Good for our buddy Justin for Love Excavating there, letting all the kids pile in the truck with old Uncle Bob driving in the parade and stuff. And funny story, I guess when they were coming back to Beaner's house to drop everybody off and park the truck, I guess Eleanor and one of the other little ones that were on the truck there, they hucked a couple handfuls into the school parking lot.
As fall approaches, ease into the season by preparing your vehicle for the Jeep runs, tailgating fun, and that good old country cruise. Now's the time to check the treads on those tires and make sure your vehicle is ready to keep you comfortable as we go from the heat of summer to the chill of fall. Timely service can save you trouble down the road. The process to get in at Dubois County Tire and Supply is quick and easy. Friendly service as soon as you enter the door, paired with an experienced and knowledgeable staff, makes for a winning combination. Don't forget to check out their unbelievable deals on Mastercraft tires for your ride. Give Dubois County Tire and Supply a call today. Where big or small, they service it all.
So they could
could
find
go in
them.
there
They could
today.
find them today when they got there.
Probably melted down.
Oh
pretty
yeah,
good.
she goes. The chocolate's probably not going to be any good.
That's funny.
Overall, man, awesome fest. Like I said, I want to thank everybody again, all the sponsors. I'm not going to read them all because it'll take me an hour because we have such a village, that is in our court that helps us get these things going. And without those sponsors, it would be pretty tough, and there would be no cash prizes or any of that jazz. But obviously, that being said, and just everybody, keeping their shit together, making everybody
Well, and everybody behaved.
Yeah,
too.
and
nobody got out of
there was teams helping teams, and
Yeah.
hey, can you help me move this tent? And hey, can you guys got any butter? And you got stuff like that. I heard that a few times, and that's cool. That's what these backyard competitions are
Here's
all
the
about.
thing that could make this a slippery slope is you got guys down there that probably two of them that would probably be recognized as traveling that circuit and doing it. They were kind of off on their own, so it worked out really good.
They could compete,
but
for sure.
it was, that other majority of the circle there, those guys all knew each
Just
other.
like us, man.
They had fun. They were hanging out.
Yep.
Nobody got too rowdy.
Right.
It was very self-policed. Like,
Right.
the last thing we want to have to do is get involved and be like, get your shit and go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Or have Dave run them off.
Yeah.
Dave was no use for anything on Friday night.
It's my birthday, and I'll be worthless if I want to.
Neither was I. Neither was I.
But you know what I mean? Like, and that helps. And those guys that come and participate, it's, you might not have won anything, but that's not the idea.
No.
The spirit of it is to get out
every
and cook and spend time with the boys.
anytime we had to make a little adjustment, like whether it was, because I
we
was
started
yeah,
early?
Yeah, I was stressed out about the People's Choice. I was stressed out about like the 9:15 cooks meeting time. You know what I mean? Like everybody, hey, everybody's here. It's like 7:40. You guys just want to run through it real quick? Yeah, hell yeah, man. That's fine. Whatever. Because there was guys wanting to
Get started anyways.
on their injections and their trimming and all that stuff, and then with the People's Choice, like the change of locale last minute and everything like that. And I said, hey, man, I can't guarantee a big pot for the People's Choice this year because of the parade, and we're not sure about the lunch crowd and everything like that. And they were like, who gives a shit, man? It's just for fun. We're down here having fun. It's not it's not that big of a
And we
deal.
do that People's Choice right. Our friends at Merkley's,
Yeah. Yeah.
we get the butts.
Yeah. And they were good ones this year, too.
Really
They
good
were
ones.
nice
And
Yeah.
those guys, they've got the fires going anyways.
Yeah.
And if anything, most of them just get a little bit started
Yeah.
a little bit earlier than
Right.
what they may.
Right.
But, it's no big deal.
Yeah. So, with that being said, I just can't wait for next year. We're definitely going to as soon as they announce the date for the Holland Fest next year, if they don't already have it already, which if they do, I guess I just didn't know it. But hopefully, I'd like to say that this ship is still sailing. And
I'd say as soon as they announce their date, we could probably darn near open
open it up. Yeah, just go ahead and get it
Oh, I
going.
thought you were going to say they could announce their date and then we could announce our last podcast show
No, that ain't going to happen. But I do know that we got all kinds of room down there after further review, especially if it's dry weather. There's a lot of room back there
Yeah.
behind right center field, and
You
over
could
there by
even
the
put a little
lake,
bit
by
on the other
by
side of the
boat ramp.
Yeah.
We could have probably fit 2 to 3 more teams in our parking lot and still been able to get
Move around,
some
maneuver,
vehicle at a
maneuvering.
time.
Yeah, because you could have went next to the rail
Yep.
there. Even
Backed
put
into the
one in
rail.
the, depending on what they had. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got room for expansion down there, guys. So
What do you do in that instance, though? Like, you know how long the judges would have to be there if there's 12,
you'd have to get a different wave of judges.
and then just have 2 teams judging, and then
Yeah.
is that what happens in between the two? Like,
So I'm not sure how that all shakes out. Well, there again, that goes to show you that would be you'd have to have more judges. You'd have to have like
12?
8 or 12 or something like that, and then on their part, they would just have to literally take one bite and go on. Like,
Because a few of those guys, they enjoyed a little bit more than one bite.
I mean, I hooked him up each year. That was one of the suggestions from our buddy Kyle Winkler that helped us with Winks Barbecue. Oh, and God, how can we forget Cleet?
Yeah, Clee was a
Thank
big help.
God to Cleet Winkler from Winks Barbecue.
I didn't forget him. I thought maybe you were saving him for last.
Well, no, yeah, I didn't forget you either, Cleet. Don't think for 1 minute I ever did. But thank God.
Cleet's going to say that some bitch forgot about
Oh,
me.
he's going to roast my ass for sure. But hopefully, thank God for Cleet Winkler for helping us run the judges and the turn-in boxes and helping us, reminding us of certain things and everything like that. So we definitely couldn't have done it without him. But I'd say with those guys, I hooked them up with each one of them got their own Ziploc bag, gallon-size Ziploc bag, and all their everything that they all left with one hell of a goodie bag. I guarantee
Heck
you
yeah.
that. So, but yeah, I think just with more teams, we just have to make more adjustments.
Well, we got the right people that can help us get it
Definitely.
worked out there.
So,
Dave, any final thoughts on that?
No, overall, I think it was a real good time. I didn't have near as much to do with it this year, which kind of stressed me a little bit at the end, but it seemed like it went off about easier than it did last year.
Why would that have stressed you out?
I don't know. I felt like there at the last week where like, oh, do we got the score sheet? And I'm like, oh God, I don't know. Seems like a not last week question.
well, I had faith in you though.
Yeah, we had.
It's all worked out.
And if we
But no,
didn't,
it seemed like it went probably 20% better than last year's went, as far as like
20, that's it.
I think the locale with the cabin helped so much more. Them guys weren't in a tiny ass tent. There was plenty of space. We kind of had that home base to work from. I think that was a big difference.
I feel like there's a lot more questions from the teams last year that I had no idea how to answer.
Right.
And maybe that was most of the teams being
First timers.
like
Yeah.
used to us.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
the Kansas City,
Right. No.
doohickeys.
The KCBA.
There you go. That one.
It was kind of cool. I know I talked to another team, the Fitch boys. They cooked again, and they talked about last year's judges' comments, working towards this year, and working on improving, and that's cool. I
And
like
they
that.
did.
Yeah.
And their pork scores, like, increased tremendously.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what's cool thing. For people that don't understand what Casey's trying to say, every judge fills out a sheet on each piece of meat, each category. So, and they can comment, they can do whatever they can.
8 teams, 6 judges, 48 total comments, basically.
Right. Yes. So, and then all those comments are returned back to the
Times
team.
3, because they got that for
Each meat.
Yes.
So there was a shit ton of papers that we then sorted and then returned to the teams after the judging was over, so they can take those and either A, burn them, or B,
scary.
Scary.
I did have some of them scary ribs, and I thought they were pretty damn good. But you know, they can take those tidbits and
Apply them next year.
apply them next year, or tell them to go pound sand. You know what I mean? Whatever they wanted to do. So
Yeah, I'm excited for next year. I think that change of location made all the difference.
yeah.
Yeah.
Less looky-loos coming through.
Yep.
Where do I buy the sandwiches?
Now
Ain't no sandwiches.
there was a few looky-loos that come from the vendor fair over that just wanted to check out the cabin, but I think we hooked a couple of them looky-loos to.
I think we sold a couple.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Hey, while you're looking at that cabin that was built by Mr. Conrad Ring in 1867, why don't you come over and try some of this barbecue?
$5. $5.
Hot pork. Hot
$5.
pork.
Yeah.
Good work, Mace.
Thank you. Good work, Casey. Good work, Dave.
Yeah, thank
appreciate you guys.
Dave didn't do shit. He just admitted to it.
I just said it.
Who do you think kept all those numbers square and clear and anonymized the teams?
Anonymized. We did have a good data entry guy, and I appreciate you for running the People's
Data
Choice.
entry guy.
Running the People's Choice
White collar.
situation there,
Yeah.
and then I'll just take credit for everything else.
Perfect.
Hey, you know what? We don't have any official questions, but I do have one main question. That'll be the Merkley and Sons Choice Cut Questions of the Week for the fellas, brought to you by Merkley and Sons.
Have you been to a tailgate recently where the food spread was less than subpar? Did you have a hard time identifying what kind of burger or dog was on the bun? Well, don't suffer in silence anymore. Be the host or the guest with the most. Head to Merkley's before your next tailgate and get their world-famous snap dogs, seasoned burger patties, or flavored brats. Merkley & Sons is an ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts for a reason. Now, don't suffer at tailgates anymore. Make a trip to Merkley's before you head to the game and stock up.
All right, big fella. Overall, here's the question. What was your favorite part of Holland Fest 2024?
So, after the barbecue competition was over, after the evening, we got everything cleaned up, went home, shit in my own toilet, took a shower. The warden showered up. All the kids were ready to rip. We went down to the fest again to get some food and some drink and stuff like that. Came back here to celebrate David's birthday, which was on Saturday, or which was on Sunday yesterday, but the day of our barbecue fest, September 14th, was my youngest daughter Eleanor's birthday. And Eleanor wanted to watch the fireworks. Come hell or high water, she wanted to watch the fireworks. So we left Smoker's Lounge, hit a slight detour out there on the gravel road, put the old white rocket in 4WD, jumped a ditch, drove like a maniac to get to the back lake, pulled up there by the boat ramp, got out and gathered by the hood, and it was me. Maxwell was part of that detour that I was explaining earlier, and the warden and Ellie, and we sit there and watch the fireworks, and I think that was pretty cool just to watch Eleanor. You know, she was pretty stoked about that because we were really close, and you had a perfect view of them, and there may not have been many, and it may not have been long, but
People don't realize how damn expensive fireworks are.
Exactly. But she really liked it, and I kind of tried to pull a fast one on her. I said, "Did you know that I had these fireworks specially ordered because they knew it was your birthday?" She looked at me and said, "Shut up, Dad." And I said, "Yeah, you're right."
At least she
said,
the
"Yeah,
bullshit.
I said, "Yeah, you're right. I'm lying. Happy birthday." But out of a list of a many cool shit that happened over the fest, I think that was probably pretty cool.
Smoke Dragon?
So Saturday morning, everybody's kind of moving around, get our dust buster going, and there was some some breakfast running around there and some bacon steaks and some piggy links and some other things. And everybody was, tired at that point in time. Been a long evening getting things going, but the weather was just right to sit out and bullshit in the morning. And it was a cup of coffee, then a dust buster, and it was just a good...
Country music, too.
Yeah, just hanging out, BSing with everybody, kind of cutting up about the night before. Just how it's supposed to. Like, the best part of camping without some of the headache of the camping, I guess. Right. So I think it was probably Saturday morning.
How about you, big guy?
I tell you what, I think overall, just the spot that we have somehow what started out as a, hey, let's start a podcast. Like, we sponsored Friday Night Entertainment, and it was great entertainment. We, run that barbecue competition, and it's crazy to say, but I think it feels like it legitimizes what we're doing to a certain extent. Like, seeing our buddy Seth Clem sitting in a shout out Seth there, buddy. Don't think I wouldn't. Our buddy Seth sitting there rocking a Dutchman shirt. He came over to Tunes and hang out and get to see us and us see him. And, Seth, whenever we got a recording coming up that maybe is going to be a Friday night banger, we'll get you a shout. You come on over. But I think it just, all of that legitimizes what we do. And I think it's more than just us talking in microphones, once or twice a week. I think it shows that we care about our community.
Yeah.
And I think that's the big thing. I think, I take home from that, we're a part of something within our community, which is cool. And you can't take that away from, I guess they could take it away from us.
But realistically, we're a part of something way bigger.
Way bigger. And I think just, and the other thing too is, you don't know, you can't take health for granted. We're very fortunate, Zoe's, night stay ended up being good. And, to see her running around playing with one of the Ellis girls and, on Saturday, and the kids just enjoying it and having fun, and people in your community out celebrating. And I think that's what, not to get on my soapbox, but if you live in a big city or you live in a major metropolitan area, you're missing out on that.
They ain't got a clue.
You're missing out on it. You're missing out on it. And that's you, to each his own.
Yep.
You want to watch that homeless guy shit out front of your door stoop every day, knock yourself out. But, to have the opportunity to watch your
crazy old cardbox Larry's at it again.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? You watch your kids play with their friends and the kids they talk about and run around the neighborhood. So I think that's what it is for me.
Oh,
but
yeah.
hey, it's time. We're going to take one more trip around the table, wrap up this kind of different episode. But we wanted to talk about Holland Fest and obviously give credit where credit's due. Some final thoughts brought to you by Southern Indiana Hardwoods.
Southern Indiana Hardwoods wants to remind you that fall time is a perfect time to smoke a rack of ribs, a hearty brisket, or even that massive pork butt you've been holding on to. It isn't soup season yet, and Southern Indiana Hardwoods has an inventory of those wonderful Green Mountain pellet grills ready for you. Now, not only does Southern Indiana Hardwoods carry the Green Mountain pellet grills, but they also have the accessories to go with the grills, and most importantly, top-notch smoking pellets. You can have the perfect cut of meat, but if you don't use quality pellets, you're wasting your time. Give Nick Merkley a call today.
All right, big fella.
So I guess what I should do, which Casey usually does it, but what I should do is just thank that list of sponsors, that help us out and helped us get this thing rolling. But first, I think I want to give a huge shout out to the Holland Events Committee, the people behind the fest. They absolutely put on a banger of a fest this year. They knocked it out of the park. 165 years, man. That doesn't happen.
Oh, we got to get our plaque up.
Yeah. Oh, no shit. The Wondering Dutchman. We got to, yeah.
The kids broke it.
Oh,
No, that's
good.
fine.
That's
No,
perfect.
I'm kidding.
That's great.
It's sitting in there. My kids legitimately think they won an award, so it's going to be tough to take it out of the bedroom.
But yeah, the fest committee, shout out to the park board, Miss Sheila Winholt and Miss Melanie Barrett. Those two girls worked their tail off to make that park look as beautiful as what it is. And then we got Best Home Furnishings, Blessinger Insurance, Butcher and Barrel, Catering by Meyer, our buddy Mark Seibert at Celebration Ice, Dubois County Tire, The Gaslight, Hayes Heating, Air and Repair, Hof Equipment, Jumping Jacks, J&S Mowing, K&J Insurance, Kelly's Auto Service, Krieg Insurance, Merkley & Sons, Southern Indiana Hardwoods, St. Anthony Tire, and last but not least, our best friend in the whole wide world, Chop Schmidt, E.J. Mitchell, and all those buddies out there at Velpen Disposal. One hell of a deal there.
One thing on that, I want us to just take a moment to realize and to brag that we will forever be the final Velpen Open Disposal champions.
Hey, that is
It
right.
has been confirmed. Shout out to our buddy Theodore Hoops. Because we were able to, we just beat them so bad last year that not even going to do it anymore.
Nope.
Heard it straight from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, we did.
Dave, what say you?
Another good year around the sun, another good weekend to celebrate it all. Just going to try to recover up and feel pretty good. Lots of fluids, so always hydrate.
Yeah.
And get prepared for Bourbon and Beyond
So
for 4 days
you better,
here in 2 days.
better buckle up for next weekend, Bubba.
What a charmed life you live. Here's what I'll say. We are very blessed to live in the community that we do. This podcast, as much as it sometimes can feel like a time suck and a lot of time involved, it has opened the doors to us meeting a lot of people we would have never met or we would have never become friends with. You know, just like our buddy Greenwell, because he shows up to shit.
Right.
You know, our Bradley and John Boy and those guys. We've been fortunate to make a lot of connections with good people, and there's a lot of good people that live in this community. And, I just think it's that. I mean, honestly, local festivals are make you, feel that way. Whether it's the Heinrichsdorf Fest or the Strassen Fest or the Herbst Fest coming up soon, or you get over to the Ferdinand Folk Fest, whatever it is.
Zor Mosquito Fest.
All those. It's that sense of community and realizing that we've got a lot more in common than what we don't. And sometimes this shit that plays out on a national level shouldn't affect us locally.
Right.
Good people looking out for good people, but we're blessed to have made a lot of friends. And, of course, we got to thank Chad Blessinger, Blessinger Insurance, for this show. Ice cold opener with our buddy Mark Seibert and Celebration Ice, who they'll be busy up on the hill here soon as the official ice provider of the Corn Ferry Tour Championship. Of course, Dubois County Tire and Supply, Merkley and Sons, Southern Indiana Hardwoods. We thank all of you for being along for the ride. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without your help. So with that, Dave, survived Bourbon and Beyond. Happy birthday, you old son of a bitch. Big fella, great job. To all you out there in listener land that we saw this past weekend, we thank you.
Dutchman out.
Dutchman out.